Hi besties, welcome back to the channel. This is So with Somi. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I recreated this halter neck dress. It's simple and very easy to make. So the one in the middle is the one I made, and the one on the side is the inspiration I use in making that. So if you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. For this tutorial, I made use of 2 yards of crepe. Here on my table I have my pattern paper, and I've equally marked out my starting line. So I came down 9 inches for my chest line, 16.5 inches for my waistline. So my waist is 16. I added half an inch to that so I can use the half inch to join into the lower part. I'm going to draw out my lines. So on my starting line, I'll put my round shoulder. My round shoulder is 15 divided by 2 give you 7.5. I equally mark that on the chest line. I'll connect the 2 points together. So I'm going to come down 1 inch for my shoulder slope. For the neckline, I'm making use of a neck width of 3 inches. I'll connect the 1 inch to the neck width this way. So we are just drafting out a basic bodice. So on the armhole side, I'll divide what I have left. I have 8 inches. Half of 8 is 4. On that point, I came in by half an inch. So on the chest line, I'll divide my round bust by 4. And I marked it, so I'll curve out my armhole this way. Like I said, this is just a basic bodice. I do this all the time on the channel. I'm going to add 1 inch for my stitching allowance. For my waist, I'll divide my round waist by 4. I'll add 1 inch stitching allowance. I'll connect the 2 points together. Now this is what we have. So on the neck width, remember we made use of a neck width of 3 inches. So for the depth, I made use of 3 inches. That is 3 by 3. I'll use the dotting method to connect the points together. So if you don't have a pattern curve, you can always use the dotting method. So this is what we have. So to get the halter neck, from the chest line, I'm going to go up by 1 inch. So I'm going up by 1 inch because I don't want my armpits to show. So from the chest line, I went up by 1 inch, and I'll connect from the neckline to that 1 inch, and I'll curve it back into the armhole. So just watch carefully, just the way I am explaining. As you're watching, I am explaining and my hands are doing the explanation as well. So this is what I have. This is how easy it is to draft out your halter neck. So from the chest line, I went up by 1 inch, and I connected from the neckline to that 1 inch and back to the armhole. But if you don't want it that way, you can equally go in from the neckline by half an inch, then you connect it down to the 1 inch and equally to the armhole. So now the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut off the excess I have there. So guys, if you have watched up to this point, please give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any tutorials you want me to recreate, you can send me a DM at So with Somi on Instagram. Or if you could create any of my styles, you can equally send me pictures at So with Somi on Instagram. So after cutting out, this is what our front looks like. Let's cut the back. So for the back, I've drafted it off the camera. I came down 9 inches for my chest line and 16.5 inches for my waist. I still made use of a neck width of 3 inches, and the depth for the back is 1 inch. Then I curved out my armhole. So if you watch carefully on this pattern, there is no zipper allowance, so I'll be doing that when I'm cutting on the fabric. So for this pattern, we don't need the full pattern. This is an halter neck. It doesn't have a sleeve, so we are going to cut off the pattern from the chest line. Watch where I'm cutting. So now we don't need the upper part. This is the only part we need just from the chest line to the waist. So here are my 2 patterns. I'm going to label. This is for the front piece, and this is for my back. So now this is what we have. I'll keep this aside so that we can cut our lower part. So for the lower part, I have the 2 patterns of fold here. So the only difference between the 2 is I have 1 inch zipper allowance for the back piece, and the length of my pattern is 11 inches. So I came down 8 inches for my hip point. So this gown, the guard doesn't start exactly at the hip point. So all I'm doing is just to draft out our basic skirt before I alter it. Now I'm going to roll out the line. So on the waistline, I'll divide my round waist by 4. And I'll add 1 inch stitching allowance. On the hip line, I'll divide my round hip by 4. And I'll add 1 inch stitching allowance. I'll connect the 2 points together. So since the gathers are not starting exactly at the hip point, I'm going to come down from the waist by 5 inches. From this waist, then we'll connect it to the, we'll slant it to the hem. So from the waistline, I came down 1 inch, I came down 5 inches, and I'll slant it to the hem this way. From the waist, I came down 5 inches, then slanted it to the waistline. So now I'm going to cut out the excess I have there. So after cutting out, this is what I have. This is for the front and the back. For us not to get confused, I'm going to label this is for the back and this is for the front. So I'll take these patterns now to go cut out my fabrics. I'll bring it back to show you. So this is for my front piece I've cut out, and I added half an inch at the upper part. This is for my back pieces. I have 2 of them. I equally add my zipper allowance, and I added half an inch at the upper part. This is for my front piece, the back of the lower part. This is the front and this is the back. I added half an inch on them. So we're going to work on the front piece. I'll open it up this way. This is for my facing. I cut out facing, but you can use a full lining if you want. But mine, I made use of a facing. So after arranging the facing to the main piece, I'll take it to the machine and stitch half an inch all around. But before I stitch, I have 2 ropes here. They are 12 inches long. I'll place it in the middle this way. I'll cover it with the facing. I'll stitch the upper part by half an inch and stitch the side by half an inch. So I'll equally bring the back piece. I've cut out facing for it too. I have 2 pieces for the facing since we have 2 pieces for the back. I'm going to place the facing right side facing each other. I'll take it to the machine and stitch it all around with half an inch. I'll do that and bring it back to show you. So after stitching, this is what I have. Do you see how this is how the inside looks? Very neat. This is how the inside looks for the front piece, and these are the 2 back pieces. I've joined the facing for the 2 of them, so I'll be holding it down later with a hemming gum. So now I'll bring the front piece. I'll open it up this way. I'll place the one of the back pieces right side facing each other. I'll take it to the machine. I'm going to stitch with 1 inch. So I'll do the same for the other side, right side facing each other. I'm going to stitch with 1 inch. So I'll do that and bring it back to show you what I have. So now this is for my front piece for the lower part. This is for my front skirt for the lower part. Now I'm going to open up the back pieces, the 2 back pieces. I'm going to place the back pieces on the front piece, right side facing each other. I'll stitch with 1 inch I added white cotton. Then I'm going to place the other side too. I'll stitch with 1 inch. So I'll do that and bring it back to show you what I have. So after stitching, this is what I have, and I've equally notched the middle line. So this is what my front piece looks like. I'm going to get the lower part. So I've equally stitched the lower part. This is what it looks like, and I've notched the middle line. So now we are going to attach our strap. So for the strap, you can do it in 2 ways. You can put it in before turning your neckline with the facing for the back, but for mine I want to be able to adjust it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure from my zipper allowance. I'll measure my nipple to nipple measurement. I'll place my strap on it and I will stitch. I'll do that for the 2 straps. So to join the lower part to the upper part, the centers that I've notched, the 2 points where I've notched, I'm going to make sure that the 2 notches are meeting in the middle this way, and that the side seams are equally meeting, that everything is meeting at the right point. I'll take it to the machine. I'm going to stitch with half an inch all around. I'll do that and bring it back to show you what I have. So after stitching, this is how neat everything came out looking. You see how neat it is, and I've equally stitched down my straps. Now this is what I have. So I'm going to open it up this way so that we can add our gathers. So if you want your gathers to be as full as the one in the thumbnail, you're going to make use of 3 yards. So what I have here is 2 yards. So next thing I'm going to do here is I'll take it to the, I've equally hemmed the lower part with 1/2 inch. So you're going to attach these gathers in 2 ways. You can first of all run a gather stitch and gather it, then attach it to the dress. But for mine, while I am sewing, I will be gathering it all around. As I sew, I will gather. As I sew, I will gather. I'll do it all around and I'll bring it back to show you. So after stitching, this is what my gathers came out. So you see, it's not as full as the one in the thumbnail. So if you want yours to be that full, make use of 3 yards. And I've equally added my zip on the dress. So guys, this is how everything came out looking. Thank you guys for watching up to this point. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.